makes a man? Is it the power in his hands? Is it his quest for glory? Give it all you got to fight to the top, so we can know your story. Now you're a man,
Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Our 3 Cents, continuing on with our Matt Stone and Trey Parker reviews.
And it's been a while. I think we're going on 3 weeks now without a new video for you. I know you guys are going through withdrawals.
Yeah.
You know, need to make a trip to the methadone clinic.
Sorry about that. I've recently started a second job, so it's been kind of hard for us to find time to do these since I only get 1 day off a week, pretty much.
Because somebody decided he had to make more money.
Yeah. Well, blah, blah, blah.
Blah, 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 blah. So, this week, as we promised, we are going to be doing Orgazmo.
Yes.
Orgazmo is a nice, good old Mormon boy who gets sucked into being a porn star.
Because Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Yeah. This was their first, I guess you could say, I don't know if this was a major release when it came out, but it was a bigger studio production. It was their first big studio production. It was when their names were starting to be known around. When we were trying to figure it out, but we're still not sure if they had started South Park by this time or not, because this was released the same year that South Park got started.
So I'm guessing that they probably shot it in 96. If it was released in 97, so.
Probably, but there was obviously some backing behind this.
Yeah.
You know?
Trauma. Even though it's not specifically mentioned, Trauma obviously had to have their fingers into it.
Oh, I'm sure
because
they
there's
did.
little Trauma references everywhere.
Yeah.
Including a cameo by Lloyd Kaufman at the very end of the film.
Lloyd Kaufman's he's just the man. That's all there is to it. He's awesome.
I didn't notice it the couple of times that I've seen this movie. I didn't notice that it was Lloyd Kaufman at the very end, playing the doctor at the very end.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking maybe he probably, after the success of Cannibal the Musical, he probably's like, oh, I like these guys. I'm going to help them out.
Yeah. Which is great, you know.
Which I'm sure is a good working relationship for Trey and Matt, considering the cheesiness of stuff that their pictures are.
Yeah.
It's a good business relationship to be friends with Lloyd Kaufman.
Oh yeah. Oh, most definitely. Interesting story in this one, but you want to go over the cast list?
Yeah, we can. Trey Parker, Matt Stone, obviously. Trey Parker is Tom Hung, aka Orgazmo,
aka
Joe Young. Yes, because obviously he plays
Mighty Joe Young. Sorry, that was bad. Anyway, moving on from that.
Matt Stone just has a small part in it. He's the photographer in it. The other big star, or the other co-star is Dean Bosher, who is freaking hilarious.
Yes, and he has, well, He's also in the next one that we're going to talk about.
as well as the previous one we just talked about.
Oh yeah, he was in Cannibal.
He was in Cannibal the Musical. He's a friend of Trey and Matt's, and he's helped them out on South Park and done voices for South Park and done some music and stuff for him. So, well, I'll get back to that one. Actually, Toddy Walters is in there, who played the court reporter in Cannibal the Musical.
Yep.
Dated Trey Parker. Masameki, excuse me, plays a character named G Fresh. He owns a sushi bar that they frequently. Who was also in Cannibal the Musical, who played the chief of the Japanese Indians.
And in this one, he plays
a Japanese black guy.
Japanese black guy, basically. Yeah, but my God, he was so funny in this one.
Yeah.
He was so funny in it.
What happened? Where'd you get this message? Oh, they came in and they just whooped my sorry black ass.
Oh gosh, it was great.
If there's ever a film he's in where he's not playing just a Japanese guy, I don't know it.
Considering he's only been in 3 films.
Yeah. There's a lot of, there's a pretty big cast in it. Not anybody that's real well known. Jonathan's going to talk about one part of it, but I want to talk about Michael Dean Jacobs, who played Max with 3 X's, Orbison. Get it? Max, XXX. It's a porn director.
Yeah.
Amazing, awesome villain.
Oh gosh, yes. Fantastic villain. Because realistic villain.
Yeah. You can imagine that this is probably what one of these sleazy porn directors would be like.
Yep.
Considering, not all porn shoots are the most legitimate of businesses.
Yes, very true. Very true.
It's just, he's trying to play it as like an Italian mobster type guy, but he's just so funny in his deliveries, and just the fact that he is a complete asshole.
Yep.
Even Chota Boy mentioned that, Dean Basher's character's name is Chota Boy. We failed to mention that. But he even mentions he's a first-rate asshole, all right.
Yeah.
But he's just such an incredible villain. He is like a bad guy.
Yeah. He's cold and calculating and willing to do whatever he needs to do
To make money.
to make money. He just happens to be making his money by making porn movies. Everybody's got to have a hobby. He also seems to apparently own a club.
Yeah. Weird. We were trying to figure it out. I was like, is this like a goth club? Is it a dance club? Is it an S&M club?
I don't know. That's a club that could never work in real life because there's way too many conflicting things there. You got to choose one path and go for it. You can't be mixing. You can mix fetishes in with anything, but you can't. There was like cyberpunk stuff going on, and I was like, just
stop.
mind.
You want to be. That's no.
Yeah, that's no.
That's no.
That's no.
Dean Basher, hilarious as usual.
Yeah.
We kind of just skipped over him.
He's always quality. It's always quality. He's always the kind of the highlight kind of the backseat highlight of these movies.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he usually plays kind of an underrated character because he's like 4 feet nothing, tiny guy.
He's a leprechaun.
Yeah, but he's always so funny in everything he does, and we'll talk about that probably a lot more as the next review.
Yeah, because he plays he kind of plays the same character, but he's just, there's more to say about that.
Yeah.
Trey Parker, obviously hilarious, as
Mhm.
usual. I mean, there's not really much you can say that hasn't been said or that won't already be said in it, because he's just Trey Parker. You know?
Yeah.
Scene stealer,
Matt Stone.
yes.
Definitely Matt Stone. He plays like Michael said, he plays a photographer for the porn shoots.
He does like behind the scenes stuff, publicity stills, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah. But his whole role is basically, and direct quotes by the way, I don't want to sound queer, but followed by some sort of nonsensical statement.
That's pretty much the only lines he has.
Yeah,
in
besides
that whole
hi.
thing. Hi, and you have, hey man, you did a good job there. And is that the same suit we've always used? Do you like this band? I think they kind of sound like Depeche Mode.
That part was one of the best.
Because you have to understand, it's a naked mariachi band.
Yeah, but his whole character is just like straight out of the 80s type. Mullet, mustache, you know, tight jeans, almost look acid washed, you know, everything. But it's just, he just says the most random, nonsensical statements. Like my personal favorite one was the first one he said, you know, I don't want to sound queer or anything, but I think unicorns kind of kick ass. And he says it just like that. He has almost this lisp that he says everything with.
Like he's almost, it's like he's a gay character, but he's not.
Yeah. Until the very end.
Sunshine.
Yeah.
And that is literally, I think we literally said every line that he had in this movie.
Yeah.
That's it.
I mean, there's a couple more of the I don't want to sound queer, but things.
But seriously, that's like
But that's it.
everything that he says.
But he's the scene stealer. And, I mean, he's probably comprises of 5% of this movie in total. But it's what you look forward to. You see him and you're like, oh, what's he going to say? What's he going to say?
next? What are going to say next?
You know?
And he gets way too excited about some of the stuff that they're shooting.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Whoa.